Alrighty. So it's been a good while since I've done a Q&A, and I've also just finished two very, very big projects that took up a lot of editing time. I figured why not do something a little bit easier, a little more chill. So I asked on my YouTube community page if anyone's got any questions for me about anything. The only caveat to that, is that a what? Caveat. But the only rule that we have with these questions is that it cannot have anything to do with what's happening right now in the world, because we all know what's happening, it's not fun, and there's too much talk about it. So let's completely forget about it for the next 15 minutes, however long this video is, and have a bit of fun, answer some questions, you know, have a chat, a little aganda. That's definitely not the word I was looking for. Alrighty, what have we got? Okay, so Brandon Cole asks, what's the quintessential movie from your childhood that is the thing that just really takes you back? This will either be The Emperor's New Groove or Shrek. Both wonderful films, just amazing. I love them so much, and I will still watch either of them to this day and know the entire movie. How did you pick up your photography and cinematography skills? So there has been a few questions asked, like how did I learn how to make my videos? And it all just came from doing it, I guess, and imitating my favorite people. Of course, when I first started, I was very inspired by Casey Neistat, so a lot of my videos very early on were Casey Neistat themed, although I feel like anyone who started vlogging around that time also went through the same kind of probably about a full year it took me to find my own style a little bit more, and it's always changing. And to learn how to actually do the things, I would just look it up on YouTube, like a tutorial. And Lara Knackle also asked, how much time relatively do you spend writing, filming, and editing your ideas? I would say writing it probably takes up like a full day, like researching, writing. Filming it will probably be like half a day perhaps, and then editing it will take at least a couple of days. So it's probably like 50% editing and then 25 the other, or something like that. Daniel Shuttleworth, I really enjoyed your videos on over-tourism, travel influencer flexing, and the impact of Instagram. Especially interested to finish my master's in tourism. So around that time that I started to make those videos, I had just finished a really long trip around America in a van, which was extremely exhausting. And then I went back to Australia, ran a marathon, and then went to Indonesia, and then filmed that trip. And it was just go, 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 go. And I never had time to stop, and I was really feeling the kind of burnout that I know everyone talks about on YouTube way too much, so I'm sorry for saying it now. I was talking to my brother, who's also a YouTuber, in case you didn't know, Blender Guru. He's very knowledgeable. He's like an OG YouTuber. I always take any of his advice very seriously. I didn't know where I wanted my channel to go, and it felt as though I wasn't making an impact in a tangible way, and I wasn't really changing people's minds on things. It was just like, oh, look at me, I'm in a place. Oh, it just felt a little too like travel flexy. I mean, this wasn't exactly what he said, but you know, finding a way to broaden the audience of people that could potentially be interested in what I'm talking about. I call them video concepts, I guess, like answering a question or diving deep into a sub-community, or you know, some kind of issue that I think is really important. I came from that talk with my brother and realizing that like, oh yeah, I can just change my content if I want. Like, not everyone's gonna like it if I change it, obviously, but I mean, fuck it, it's my channel. Why? I feel like I'm making a difference now because I'm actually able to give my opinion on things rather than just being wish-washy. I've always been a little bit wish-washy, so I'm trying to be a little more poignant. I suppose that wasn't even the question that you asked me though, but specifically about over-tourism and travel influencers and stuff like that. I follow a lot of travel influencers, and I can see the detrimental side to all of that mass press, whether that's just like businesses closing down, or there's too much pollution, or like erosion of like natural land, and it can be ruined if people don't treat these places properly. So I think it's important for someone who's in the travel world to speak up about things that are important, and to make sure that like, yes, I'm promoting travel because it can change your life and your opinions and your worldview, but I also want to make sure that people are doing it responsibly. Lisa Garden, you always comment on my stuff. Thank you so much. I recognize very specific people that comment, and so thank you very much. Hey Hannah, my question is, what motivates you when you're feeling low? I think I used to be the kind of person that would just be like like no rest, just go, go, go. Even if you're not feeling motivated, you just gotta keep doing it. And I think I've learned a bit recently that if you just keep on pushing through and like trying to work really hard, even when you're really like fully burnt out, it's just gonna like decrease how productive you are in that period. So if you take certain full days to rest, you're probably a lot more likely to work harder and faster, be more efficient on those other days. So I've decided if I'm not feeling it that day, I'm just not feeling it and I'm going to take a break. G. Fontelles, hey Hannah, my question, if you could jump 5 years forward into the future, what would you ask future Hannah? Stay awesome. I would ask, how long am I gonna have to stay inside? I think I would ask myself, will I ever get my six-pack back? Because I used to have one and I looked hot and I'm trying to get it back now, but it's very, very, very difficult. Although I suppose that would be incredibly demotivating if future Hannah said no, then I would just feel like there's no point in working hard. Maybe I just wouldn't ask anything. Oh, what process do you follow when you're scripting for a vlog? Any tips for someone beginning? Kartik Kumar asked this one. For a regular travel vlog, I don't really follow any process. I kind of play it by ear and just see what the place feels like and what, you know, how I'm feeling, what is inspiring me at the time. I mean, of course, there's certain things that I would keep in mind, keep in consideration while I'm filming. Things like making sure there's enough transitions to get from point A to point B, making sure things make sense. If I am making a video like my plastic pollution video or toilet paper video, that is like a full script. And I basically start by realizing what the point is that I want to make and then finding all of the supporting evidence that goes along with that, all of the statistics and the quotes from people and experts' opinions and blah, 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 write them all out. And then I will script the video based on that. I am reading a book at the moment that my brother, once again, he recommended it to me. Actually, he bought it for me for Christmas and it's called Presenting to Win. And I've not finished it yet, but it basically talks about how to piece together an oral presentation, basically like a speech. So I'd highly recommend that if you are looking to do something similar to what I am. But apart from that, I would just say, get on the YouTube tutorials, man. So many of them. So many of them, and they're so helpful. Jun Tran asked, do you think you'll ever be sick of eating mochi? I actually do think that I would. Okay, so there's this YouTuber, her name is Yuka Kinoshita, and she's a Japanese, teeny tiny, cute, adorable little Japanese girl, and, woman. Excuse me. She sits down every day, and she eats a huge amount of food. It's like what's that called? Like challenge eating. And one of her videos, she ate like 100 blocks of mochi that she like grilled on a pan and stuff. And like one block of mochi, like these little like hard ones that you roast, they're usually like 100 calories a piece. And she ate 100 of them. And like it looked really delicious, like as she was eating it, but like by the end, she was like, my jaw really hurts from like chewing it. Afterwards, she was like, I guess I'm full, but I just feel heavy. And I was like, I can feel that. Anjum Roshan asked me, what difficulties do you face most while filming, and do those stairs still bother you while you're vlogging? If I'm like vlogging out and about and I've got my camera like this and I'm like, hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yeah, the stairs definitely still bother me. That is why I don't do that a lot. And it's also why I really enjoyed making my silent travel video, because then nobody looked at me weird. But the difficulties that I face, I mean, right now, it's what do I make my videos about? I've got so many videos that I do want to make, but they take a very, very, very long time, and I've got deadlines for certain sponsorships and that kind of thing, so I can't make all of them in 1 month. The main difficulty that I have at the moment is when I sit down to record a video like this, I think I get too much in my head, and like, I watch a lot of comedy, a lot of I watch a lot of stand-up comedians. I get so inspired by that, but then I'll try and be funny in my videos, and then I realize I'm just not a funny person. The best thing that I can do is to just sit here and talk as I am. But it's surprisingly difficult to just talk as you are, you know, staying true to yourself. Who is your favorite YouTubers, and why? Well, speaking of trying to be funny, I'm currently going through a phase where I watch all of Danny Gonzalez and Drew Gooden's videos for probably the 3rd time. I've seen all of them so many times. Also Nerd City, I've watched all of their videos probably about 3 times as well, and they have achieved a level of quality in their videos that I think I will forever strive for. People like Nerd Writer, they're great. I watch Philip DeFranco every single day, but that's just for the news. Oh, Johnny Harris. I'm very inspired by Johnny Harris, and you can probably see it in some of my recent videos. And Vox, which Johnny Harris also works for Vox, so that makes sense. ContraPoints also makes incredibly insightful video essays. Lindsay Ellis as well. Very, very funny, very smart video essayist. Yeah, there's a lot of people. God, I love YouTube so much. There's so many talented people on this platform. Is cereal a soup? Now that I think about it. Would you consider making some videos on how you create your videos? Yes. So speaking of my creative process and all of that, I do actually have a couple of how I make my video tutorials and behind the scenes videos on my Patreon. So go check it out. I mainly put it on my Patreon, not because I'm like, yes, money, bring in the money. When I've done those videos in the past, they didn't really do all that well on my channel. But if you are interested in how I make my videos, go and check out Patreon. I just did a live stream this morning, which was very fun. And you also get to watch all of my videos earlier than everybody else, which is a very fun thing. I guess. I don't know. Wondering if you're planning on going back to performing after everything is hopefully done and dusted. Thank you for the amazing content. Thanks, Jade. Well, actually, I'm not gonna say exactly what it is on my channel in case it is an unprofessional thing to do. But I do have a job right now, and it's a very exciting job. However, with everything going on right now, it's on pause. So that's a bit annoying. It's fine, it's fine. I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it. Why are you talking about it? But once everything is over, I will be starting up at a new job. I'm obviously still going to keep doing YouTube, but it just means I won't be doing as many like sponsored videos, I guess, which is also great because it means I can just make whatever the hell I want. Maybe you'll see it on my other Instagram. So go follow me there if you're not already. B just asked, I don't recall you ever telling us why you landed on currently, Hannah. Is there a story behind currently? I think I just came up with the idea because I knew I wanted the videos to be about travel. Just thinking of like, okay, so something that's happening right now, something that's current. And I was like, oh, currently I am here, currently Hannah. And then that's how I came up with it. I used to, at the start of my videos, I used to start it off with currently Hannah is in, you know, so-and-so. But I got sick of putting like intros at the start of my videos because it's more fun to just like, I don't know, come up with something more interesting instead. Oh, this is a very good question. Cardo Rodriguez asked, have you ever had a not so pleasant experiences that you wish you could have talked about but decided not to because of the risk of involved in losing the sponsorship? Yes. Oh boy. There is, how shall I say this without giving away who it is? A company in Japan that I have made a couple of sponsored videos with. They said that they were going to give me like free reign of, you know, whatever topics I wanted to discuss. And I was like, cool. I've always wanted to make a video about cultural appropriation and people wearing kimonos. So I finished the video and I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I was like, yes, I'm so proud of this video. And I sent it to them and they hated it. Oh boy, they hated it. They basically sent me a full page of corrections, and it was an entire re-edit of everything, every single thing, including the topic of the video. Like, you can't use video footage from like other people from like news channels. Please don't mention racism or cultural appropriation. And I was like, oh, well, there goes the whole video. Wonderful. So there was part of me that was like, I respect that you as a company perhaps do not want to be a part of this video, and that's fine with me. But I just said like, I'm really happy with this video. I'm very proud of it. And I don't want to re-edit it. And then, so I just said like, could I just not include your sponsorship on this video and I'll just make a different one for you. And they said that was fine. So joke's on them though, because the video is very, very popular. I'm glad that I didn't change it because I'm still incredibly proud of that video. I think it's one of my best. It is what it is. The sponsorship is in the past. It's all good. It's fine. And we move on. Tom Welfringer, ever considered switching to Canon cameras? EOS R may go down in price once R5 hits the market. Well, the R5 is the one that I want. Holy crap, that one can do 4K 120 frames per second. Do you know how exciting that is? And also my Sony microphone jack is still broken and their company customer service is not very helpful. I'm sick of repairing my microphone jack. Sony, if you're listening, Help me, please. Oh, this is a good question. Bickety bam. 2 questions. What's your most hated question? And on a similar note, is there anything you weren't asked that you just want to tell us anyway? 2 very wonderful questions. Let's begin. Okay, so I just filmed an answer to the first question. I think I was being a little bit too harsh. I'll try and be a little nicer this time. Any question that can be answered by Googling it. I understand sometimes things are very difficult to find on Google and there is a lot of information you got to wade through to find the answer, but I'm not talking about those kinds of situations. Certainly some things are more difficult, but I'm literally talking about the simplest of questions, and you'll DM it to me on Instagram or send me an email to ask, and it's to type that exact same phrase into Google and you would have the answer immediately. I don't understand. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little worked up about it. And the other question, is there anything you weren't asked that you just want to tell us anyway? Yes, I want to tell you that very, very soon I am getting a hamster and I can't wait. I've been really feeling the need to purchase an animal of some sort, something that is small and cute, and I can squeeze it a little bit, just a little bit. I just want to. This is such a flex. Look at all of my questions. Dan Skiller asked, what is your goals for the future and what is your worst fears in your journey? Very good questions. One of my main goals at the moment is to build more muscle and lean up? Get leaner. Basically, I mentioned a little earlier, I used to have a 6-pack. I used to be ripped and it was wonderful and I loved looking like that. However, recently, look, I don't think I'm fat. I just, I would like to slim down a little bit. That would be good. So I'm currently doing a lot of HIIT workouts in the morning and doing some resistance training and some weights training, and I don't know, doing my best without a gym, basically. But more than anything, I guess I got to be more careful about what I eat. So fun for everyone. And for the final question, the username Someone Passing By says, hi Hannah, can you tell us about today's sponsor? I'm so glad you asked. Today's video was sponsored by Squarespace. Wow, what a shocker. I know, this has never happened to me before. It's pretty obvious at this point. Squarespace has been a long-time sponsor of this channel, and I'm incredibly thankful for it because it's actually a service that I use. Squarespace is a website that helps you make your own website, and if you've never done that before, it's an incredibly difficult task. It takes a lot of damn time, and you've got to know a lot of very technical things that I am not gifted in. And with a site like Squarespace, it makes it so easy for you. They make setting up a domain incredibly easy on there. If you want to set up a shop, they even cover the financial payment kind of side. It's very, very, very intuitive. Also built into the site, you can check the analytics to see where people are viewing your website from. I recently checked my analytics and I found there was this one site that apparently lots of people find my site through there, but I've never heard of it before, and it was very interesting. No idea. So if you would like to start your own website for whatever the purpose, starting your own business, blog, portfolio, whatever you want it to be, go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/currentlyhannah for 10% off your first purchase of a domain or a website. So I'm very, very thankful to you for watching this video all the way to the end, and for Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I've got some bloopers coming right up. I don't know why I announced it like that. Let's just begin. So I gander. A gabble? Absolutely not. But I mean, Machi a day doesn't keep the doctor away, but makes me happy. Alrighty. Also, Nerd City, not lit. If you are interested to work in today's video, what movie is that? Is that from Up? I always end up singing it. I think it's from Up, but I feel like it's not. Would you introduce us to your children in case you have them? I don't think so.